Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I am your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my tired friend and co-host, the man who does not owe $5,000 to the house he put a golf ball through last week, Durwin Luke, or as I prefer to call him, the Golfinator.
Dude, $5,000. I'm out of there. I'm running.
Well, you were willing to pay $2,000. You were trying to be a good guy and paid $2,000.
Yeah. If there was more than $2,000, I'd be out. There's no chance.
How much was it?
So it ended up being $885. Not as bad as I thought it'd be. About 50%.
I don't know why you thought it would be $2,000.
I thought they were gonna have to replace that whole window. That's why.
It was just the one panel.
It was just the one panel, I think, because there'd be no way that whole window would have been $800.
That house has pretty big windows. The one you put a golf ball through.
Yeah, I didn't even double check if it was one or two panes. I assume it's probably just a single pane at that price.
You should, I don't know, maybe call them to make sure these guys aren't screwing you over.
$800. It's said and done. I didn't even double check if that was like the right thing. I saw $800 and I was like, just take my money. I'm done with this.
All right. Okay. Well, it looks like you're rich, bro. You're loaded. You could just
do it. That means I'm ready to buy another handheld, right?
$800 means you're ready to buy another console if you're willing to just drop that.
Right? I think that's what it means.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe we're gonna find out about a handheld sometime soon. Because today is Sunday, August the 17th. We are recording almost on time. We usually record Saturdays. We're recording Sunday. We're trying to reset the mess because the last episode we recorded was a Wednesday. But Durwin, in 2 days' time. 2 days, right? Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yes.
Tuesday the 19th, 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. So I think that's what it was. So it's 10:30 Pacific. Yeah, we have a Gamescom opening night live. Gamescom is starting in Cologne, Germany. Of course, this is the big video game kind of the equivalent of like a Comic-Con or something, but whatever for video games. Up in Cologne, Germany, that happens every year. The thing that's meant for all the gamers, for hands-on stuff. They start the event with opening night live, another Jeff Keighley show with more releases, trailers, announcements, dates. We're going to make some predictions here. This year is going to be big for Gamescom. Apparently, there's 1,500 different exhibitioners there this year. Something like that. It was a crazy number, a wicked number that I read. We know there's some few games that we have some confirmation that they're going to be showing up. Jeff Keighley has hinted to, I believe, a total of 7. And there's some other rumors here and there. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a for sure show. I imagine we've had some crazy Call of Duty rumors.
Black Ops 7, right? Not 6.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Black Ops 7. Yeah. Yes, thank you for the correction. Black Ops 7. We've had lots of reports and rumors this week about Black Ops 7. Apparently, it's skipping the Nintendo Switch at launch, which to some would say, well, what's the big deal? To keep in mind, Microsoft is compelled to put Call of Duty on Switch platforms because it signed a legally binding 10-year deal to bring COD onto Nintendo platforms when it was trying to win its buyout of Activision Blizzard and the subsequent FTC, what do they call it? Federal Trade Commission?
Yeah.
FTC case against them. This is just rumors.
Do you think that's binding going forward too?
I think so. That's what I'm reading online. Obviously, I wasn't there at the court or whatever.
Because I don't know if you know about or some people might know about it, but Daniel Smith, our premier, also goes up on stage, signs these giant documents for show prior to election, right? Is that binding? Questionably.
I don't know. Again, I'm just reporting from This article is from IGN, but the part where it was legally binding, I pulled off from somewhere else and copied it here. I can't figure out exactly. It might have been from VGC, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or gamesindustry.biz. I guess don't hold me to it. Yeah, it could have been something that they were just saying to get the cold case, not the cold case, get the court case
Yeah,
go
like
through the way they
to go
wanted.
through. And now it's done, right? So
Yeah, so now they're like, whatever. I mean, it doesn't mean that even if this is legally binding, it doesn't mean that they have to bring Call of Duty to Switch in the same format and at the same time that they bring it to the other platforms, right? There's no way there it says that there. And this is a rumor at the end of the day. This isn't confirmation that it's going to skip the Switch 2 at launch. There's rumors going on this week that Black Ops 7 is actually coming out November 14th, which I think is a very good idea for Activision, considering they got a lot of competition this year with Battlefield, and I'm not sure it would be in their best interest to put out, Black Ops 7 right after Battlefield. November
yeah,
14th pads it out by a month, and I think that's going to help their sales because the way it's looking, man, I don't see any excitement for Black Ops 7 this year. It's night and day compared to Black Ops 6 last year. Black Ops 6 was really hype at this point, but I mean, in contrast to Black Ops 6,
yeah,
we haven't seen anything from Black Ops 7 at this point in time, really, besides that weird trailer at the Xbox showcase at Summer Games Fest.
yeah.
So we don't know.
Do you think there's gonna be like a lot of showing at
I think there has to be because we don't know anything about this game yet, really. We haven't seen any gameplay. We haven't seen any multiplayer maps. We haven't seen any single player. We've hardly seen any kind of story campaign. We know very little about this game, surprisingly, this close to its release date. Compared to Black Ops 6, where, if you recall last year, Durwin, at the Xbox Game Showcase that goes along Summer Games Fest, their special segment, you know how they always have a special segment where they deep dive into a game? This year was Outer Wilds. 2 years ago, it was Starfield. Last year, it was Black Ops 6, where we got a deep, like 30, 40-minute look into Black Ops 6. We don't know anything about Black Ops 7 at this point. And it reportedly is not going to cost $80. They're going to skip that price increase. Yeah.
That's a very good idea, I think, if it wants to compete with Battlefield.
Exactly. And they did backtrack on pricing for Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds 2, right?
Outer Worlds 2. I always confuse those two games, man. Yeah. So they've backtracked on that. What else is there? So Call of Duty Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7 for sure shown up. Resident Evil Requiem is another confirmed show at Gamescom. The rumor mill has also been grinding this last week with regards to Resident Evil Requiem. There is an insider who's apparently been leaking details. To be honest with you, he actually leaked the whole plot online. I'm not going to bring that up here. Yeah, I'm not going to bring that up here on the podcast, of course. But he did mention that were going to be 3 playable characters, one of which was Leon Kennedy, which I think when we were first seeing Requiem, there was questions about this use of this new character, or she wasn't actually a new character. She's the daughter of an old character, but she's kind of a spin-off character from, I believe it was Umbrella Corp. So not the biggest character. But yeah, 3 playable characters. Apparently, it's going to have vehicles, and it's going to be kind of semi-open world in the same way. Do you remember how there's segments in Last of Us Part 2 or segments in Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy where there was kind of an open area? It's going to have that open level design in areas like Raccoon City, vehicle traversal, and the leaker is saying, quote unquote, it's going to have some Last of Us Part 2 isms. Which we don't know. Does this mean he's talking about the combat? Is the combat going to be less of that Resident Evil first person survival horror, and you're going to have a little bit more action similar to a Last of Us? We're not sure, of course. Again, all rumors, take it with a grain of salt. And the same leaker was claiming that the next Resident Evil remakes will be coming out 2027 and 2028. Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica, I believe it's Veronica first, then 0. 27, 2028. Which kind of makes sense. Those are the 2 that haven't been remade yet. I think the only other question was, are they going to remake 1? Because if you recall, 1 is a remake on the GameCube.
Yep. I think there was a lot of speculation for Veronica even before this leak, though, right? Correct. Everybody was thinking, that's going to be like the next big remake.
Yeah, because I think just because there's lack of game, like they've done everything else. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like they've done 2, they've done 3, they've done 4. I mean, now you have 1, you have 0, you have Code Veronica. Or do you want to remake 5 and 6, which are not as beloved fan-wise, and more recent, so maybe they've aged a little better. I don't know. So Requiem, that's Resident Evil Requiem. We are also going to see Ghost of Yote. I'm sure it's just going to be some more. We've already seen plenty of Ghost of Yote. Release date's coming out soon. We're going to just see more of it. Ninja Gaiden 4 and The Outer Worlds 2. We both have release dates for these in October. So I'm sure we're just going to have some hands-on Gamescom, maybe some more, story trailers or something just for marketing leading up to the game. Silent Hill F, I think in the same boat. We have a September 25th release date for that. I think we're going to see just more of it before the game comes out. World of Warcraft Midnight, which is a World of Warcraft expansion. Black Myth Wukong, which some fans are speculating online is going to be an expansion. And that's why we're seeing Black Myth Wukong. Obviously, we know Black Myth is coming out on August, 26 or 25 on Series X and S.
Yeah.
Which is a year to the date that it came out on the PlayStation, which confirms, if you recall, when in our first early episodes of this podcast, Durwin, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of banter back and forth between the developers of Black Myth, some of the guys at Xbox. Black Myth was accusing the guys at Xbox for not answering their emails, and they were having difficulty getting it on the Series S. The Xbox guys actually fought back at the time. They bit back and they said, "You guys are liars. You're not putting the game on Xbox because you have a 1-year first party publishing deal with Sony." And then the developers of Black Myth denied it. And blah, blah, blah. But now we know the game's coming out a year to the date. So I believe the Xbox guys have indicated. It was still also a very weird, 1-year kind of exclusivity deal because Sony never marketed it. It was a very weird 1-year exclusivity deal. Anyway, speculation that there might be DLC for that, but we have no confirmation of that. I don't know. We're just going to see more story trailer just to hype up before the Xbox launch. We'll see. And another game that we know is coming out is Lords of the Fallen 2. Lords of the Fallen, it was a 2013 game that was a Souls-like. They kind of rebooted it as Lords of the Fallen with the same title in 2023, and now they're having a follow-up this year. This is a Souls-like that is very, very similar in gameplay and design and art style to the Dark Souls series. This isn't a kind of East Asian woo-whoa-like. This is Dark Souls 1, 2, Demon Souls, Elden Ring in style and themes. So yeah, that's the games that we know about. We have been hearing some other rumors here and there, but I don't want to really get too much into it. There is going to be a teaser for the Fallout Season 2 at Gamescom as well. That's been confirmed. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 music performance at the event at Opening Night Live. I believe that Fallout Season 2 is supposed to come out later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was just in development. I don't.
No, I thought it had a release for late this year. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So that's what we know, Durwin. I thought we can get into what we think we're gonna see.
Yeah. So Fallout Season 2, December 2025 is apparently what it is. But that's AI response, so...
Yeah, that could mean anything. Yeah. How do you feel, I want to start off, how do you feel about Gamescom in general? Because the Gamescom executive said this week that it was never in competition with E3, but has the responsibility to step it up now that it's gone. It does feel like it's the thing now.
Yeah, it feels like it's basically replaced E3.
Yeah.
Right? I remember always logging on and waiting to see all these different showcases, but then now it's this one big showcase, right?
Yeah,
and some of the other events. Yeah, it's different for sure, but I think it basically replaced E3, no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure, it's definitely stepped it up, and I still don't think it's as strong of a showing as Summer Games Fest, and I think neither of them are as strong as a showing as the Game Awards. I feel like the Game Awards has the most oomph.
Oh, and for sure.
I'd say the Summer Games Fest next. I feel like Gamescom still is kind of a little bit of a marketing reiteration on what games are coming out. We're giving release dates to games that we know are coming out. But every now and then we do see some cool stuff at Gamescom. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Durwin, let's get into what your predictions are for Gamescom. I have some written down. You have some written down. Who do you want to start? Because I don't have any bold predictions this time. I'm taking a 180 turn, a step back,
Oh,
compared to the madness
now
I
I feel like I
predicted.
need to
You need to step it up
I need to
because
step it up.
the madness that I predicted at Summer Games Fest, all but one thing came true, which was Pragmata. May I remind you? Yeah, I don't know. I am kind of Notre Dame when it comes to some stuff. I did guess the Switch 2 release date to the day. If I may remind you, I guessed the release date to the day back earlier this year. So, I don't know. We'll see. Pragmata 2.
Without being announced.
Yeah.
I think mine are pretty tame.
I think mine are tame.
I mean, I could probably just make something crazy up too. Well, who knows? But
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that
I guess let's go one by one. You
Yeah.
go first and I'll go one. Yeah. Okay.
I think my top one that like I literally do not care as long as something gets announced for this game. It's Jurassic Park Survival. I only say this because they finally released like the behind the scenes like video, like literally like months after months of like being quiet, like nothing posted. Like I was like unsure if this game was gonna get like canceled, and then
It's
out of
been
nowhere,
a minute.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think it was 2024 Game Awards or 2023 Game Awards. I don't even know at this point that we first saw Jurassic Park Survival. So they dropped a 5.5 minute video on YouTube, actually right after we recorded last week. Sometime after we recorded last week. Yeah, I'm excited for this game too. Like I think this is one of the ones that me and you are both kind of in the same boat, and the timing does seem right. It seems like they're gonna drop this just to kind of get the thing going on again, and maybe it's time we actually get a release date or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so excited. Apparently, they like the behind the scenes was like Kool-Aid for me. Like it was drinking it hard.
It was
Like
good.
they went back to look at all the props and like and all the details on everybody's desk is like it's unmoved. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, just take my money, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about Dr. What's her name? Dr. Maya Joshi.
I have no issue with it. I think it'll be pretty cool. Like female
Yeah.
protagonist. Like
Yeah.
as long as she's badass. Like I have no issue with a female protagonist as long as she's badass.
I like the motion capture actress and voice actress.
Yeah.
When she was explaining her role, they actually added that in there in the video, so it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it is as hyped as it looks to be, I'm sold, and I think I'll do pretty well.
I think this is going to be a fun game. I'm well, okay, knock on wood, but I have high hopes for this one. Yeah. I really am looking forward to this. This is kind of like the survival. I mean, is it like, would it be considered stealth? Yeah, right?
I mean, as long as it doesn't play like A Quiet Place. Remember that game I played?
Yeah.
That's also Saber Interactive.
I hope it's not too scripted.
I hated that.
Yeah, I remember when you reviewed that here on the podcast.
Yeah, it was so boring. Like this one, hopefully it's a little bit more like active, like running, like use your abilities kind of deal.
Yeah. I hope it's not like really scripted. I hope it's like maybe it feels kind of Alien Isolationist. What's it called? What was that game?
Alien Isolation.
Yeah. Maybe not to that full extent of horror, but yeah. Okay, yeah. That's Jurassic Park Survive. I could do my first prediction. My first prediction, actually, I scrapped it off entirely. I was going to predict a release date for Crimson Desert because that was slated for 2025. That is the game coming from Pearl Abyss, the developers of Black Desert Online, the MMORPG. This was going to be a single-player open-world RPG. I'm not sure if you've seen any Crimson Desert. It's kind of been like, they've been talking about it since 2021. It's been on and off. It was supposed to come out this year, but we got an announcement that has been delayed to Q1 2026. So no, I am not predicting the release of Crimson Desert. My first prediction, I don't know. I think this is kind of an obvious one. Or is it? I don't know anymore with this game. It's kind of tricky. I think we have to see Hollow Knight Silksong.
You stole my second prediction. I was like, if I'm betting everything that we get a release date for.
But I don't know anymore. I don't know. I think Team Cherry has now reached Rockstar level. I don't think they're compelled to show their game anywhere. I don't think they have to show you anywhere. And I think people have to beg them to put the game trailer on their show.
That's crazy.
That is the level of hype this game has created. And that is the level of hype that I think people have for Hollow Knight Silksong. And the fact that it keeps eluding us has only made it more hype. I think there's a possibility this game, I know I'm saying all of this when I'm actually predicting that we will see it and we will see a release date. But I'm saying that there is easily a possibility that we don't see it any at all, radio silent, and some random Thursday in September it's shadow dropped. Or I don't know, some week in October we get a trailer online that says coming out in a week or something like that.
Yeah.
I can easily see that happen with Hollow Knight Silksong. But yeah, I don't know.
They're supposed to have a demo like playable at Gamescom too, right? So
along with the Asus ROG Ally X or whatever it's called, Xbox ROG Ally X, which is crazy. Like it's interesting how this Xbox ROG Ally X became associated with Hollow Knight Silksong, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to figure out when the release date for this Xbox ROG Ally X is. Not, I think, because of how excited people are for it versus because it's associated with Silksong. They think it's going to be an indicator. Because
if they make a Hollow Knight Silksong like edition of the ROG Xbox Ally or whatever, that'd be even more hype.
So at the Xbox showcase in the summer, we saw the Xbox ROG Ally X. They said Hollow Knight Silksong is going to be playable on it on day one. Everybody assumed that means they were going to come out the same day. Team Cherry corrected everyone online and said, hey, this is not an indicator of our release date, which meant that means Hollow Knight Silksong has to come out before this Xbox ROG Ally X comes out. And we have some data leaks that have been going around for weeks now that this thing is going to get a release date at Gamescom, and the release date is going to be mid-October, which means Hollow Knight Silksong has to come out somewhere between now, mid-August, and mid-October. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be crazy if we predict this and we don't. And
it's a miss. Like that's literally the second most obvious, like, glaring thing for me.
Oh yeah, it's
like it must be.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it'd be crazy if we don't get it. So that was your number two too. So maybe I should just jump into my number two as well. I think we are going to get a release date for High on Life 2, and it's going to be sometime in November, December this year. At the Xbox Games Showcase at the Summer Games Fest in June this year, we saw High on Life 2. They said it was coming out 2025 to Game Pass day one. If you recall, that mirrors exactly the way High on Life 1 was announced, and when it was released, it was shown off at an Xbox event and came to Game Pass that December that year. I believe it was 2023 or 22. So I feel like we're going to see the exact same thing. It's going to mirror it to a T. Anything? Any objections? Do you think?
Nope. I think that's pretty tame.
Yeah. Prediction number 3, Durwin.
I'm going to start getting a little bit wild because somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
This is just kind of like fun. I'm just out of nowhere. I think there's going to be a new Alien game coming out.
Okay. How? What kind of Alien game?
Like, just a brand new, I think maybe even... So there's two types of Alien games, I find. One that's where you're actually like trying to kill the aliens, and then the other one where you're kind of hiding, like in more so isolation. I feel like we are due for more of a scary... so a survival horror alien type of game.
Okay, may I remind you that we got that in the form of Alien Rogue Incursion on the PSVR 2 late last year.
Yes.
And that game is coming to flat screen this year.
I still think that there is definite room for another Alien.
Okay, may I remind you that game is actually technically only a part 1. When they first showed Alien Rogue Incursion, nobody realized it was a part 1 because they didn't market it anywhere. But it was clear cliffhanger, and now they're marketing it as a part 1. So do you think that game could be part 2?
Exactly.
Okay.
I only think this because of the crazy push I feel like Alien's getting like lately.
Yeah, it has been.
Alien Earth, like I don't know what it is right now, still on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think it's like 85.
It's like one of the strongest showings
this year.
Yeah, that is based on that. We've got the new Predator movie getting announced. Okay. Romulus scored what, 80% last year.
Yeah.
Like and it was a great movie. Like, I think Alien's back.
Yeah, but how you're not going to be able to time? Do you think that you're going to be really able to time that properly with a?
I think no. I think regardless, because we got that part one, it makes sense for a part two. And I'm looking back at the release schedule between these Alien games. It's like 1 or 2 years.
Well, we get a lot of Alien games, but they're developed by completely different development studios.
Yeah, it's
and they're all
so
different
crazy
genres.
weird.
Yeah,
so I think we are due for like some sort of like just an announcement.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we've gotten Alien Dark Descent and Alien Firestream recently as well. I mean, I think 23 and 22. Alien Dark Descent was the real-time tactics game, and Alien Fire Team Elite was the third-person kind of co-op shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think that's a pretty. I don't know if that's even.
I think
bold.
it's safe, but it's
safe.
Also like unexpected because like who's expecting an Alien game? Honestly, I feel like a lot of these Alien games kind of like you said, kind of fly under the radar. And like I'm purely because I just finished watching a few episodes of the Alien Earth. Like that's why I'm just thinking this.
I don't know. I wish I could make bold predictions like you this time, but I think I took too much of a beating last time predicting we're going to see Marvel's Blade and Bioshock 4 and Judas at the same event. Knowing now Bioshock 4 is like in development hell. So maybe I should just chill out.
My next prediction: we are going to see Marvel's Blade at this. I say this half jokingly, but like a part of me wants to believe it.
Okay, well, let me tell you something here. There is a article. Okay, so is this prediction or no? Are we going to predict Marvel's Blade or no?
I'll take the plunge this time.
Okay,
I'll take
Durwin. You heard it here. Durwin is predicting that we are going to see Marvel's Blade. Marvel's Blade is supposed to come out in 2026, by the way. When we first saw it back in 2023 Game Awards, word on the street was going to come out 2026. Deathloop came out in September of 2021. It has been 4 years since Deathloop came out. Based on current development cycles, it seems pretty reasonable that Marvel's Blade is coming out 2026. And speaking of Alien being back, man, I feel like Blade is back. Did you see the hype that Blade's brought to Marvel Rivals recently?
Yeah. I did see, actually.
Yeah. So, okay. Here is why I may disagree with you. I'm going to make another bold prediction. When Xbox goes to lay off more people and cancels more studios next year, Arcane Studios will be number one if they do not release Marvel Blade in 2026 to good, solid sales. Because Arcane Studios Union publishes an open letter to Microsoft demanding a stop to Israeli support. So the Union for Arcade Studios was sent an open letter to ZeniMax, Microsoft Gaming. Basically, do you know the whole issue with that recently Microsoft ended up on the boycott and divestment sanction list? And there was an open letter from Microsoft employees called No Azure for Apartheid. Basically, they were providing AI services to the Israeli military. And there was a big controversy about the use of AI services in warfare recently. Actually, when the Gaza war started, it came out that the Israeli military was using AI to predict possible Hamas militants. So you basically give the AI information about certain individuals, their family names, where they live, their age, if they're married or not, their political affiliations, their blood relations, their neighbors, because it's a spy state and it's spying on all the populace. You filter that into an AI, and the AI will be like, this person is a likely candidate to be part of this organization. So there's no evidence that that person is, but just based on the AI.
Yeah, based on the whatever information you feed it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to get too political. I could get political. I'm a pretty political-oriented person, but that's not the point of the podcast here. This is a long-winded statement to explain the situation as to why they would even send this letter.
Yeah.
And because of Microsoft Azure being used by the Israeli military. This is a long-winded statement for me to say that Arcane, Leon, for the love of God, these guys are shutting down studios left and right. Do you want to get shut down? I know justice and, all that kind of stuff is great, but you work for an evil corporation that is going to shut you down because they want $80 billion for AI. They're not going to stop the AI. They're investing in the AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to shut you down. Okay? So
Yeah, you're bringing nothing to the negotiation
table,
table.
yeah. You're literally on the list to get cut, as with every other development studio, because they want the money for the AI,
Yeah.
not for you. But anyway,
Morally,
long-winded statement.
obviously, like we have no skin in the game for this, and like we are just
It's good.
reporting.
No,
Yes.
it's good for them to do whatever they want, but that's not what I'm
Yes.
trying to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Exactly.
want this game to come out, bro. I just want this game to come out. I need to play this game. I need to play this game, man. I need to play this game. It's bro, when they canceled Perfect Dark, I said, "Oh shit. Marvel's Blade's going to get canceled, isn't it?"
Right.
Nobody's talking about this game online. I'm the only one who talks about this game. Nobody's talking about this game online. Dude, this game is not going to sell good even when it comes out unless we see a really good trailer. I'm just going
Do
to
you
keep
think?
googling.
Do you think the hype isn't over for Blade? There's no way.
I don't know, man. Arcane Studios games, they never sell really good. And Game Pass Day 1, I don't know how well they're going to sell. Yeah. Actually, speaking of Game Pass, why don't we just stay on that and just kind of pivot? You know what? No, I'll pivot back later at the end of the thing. Okay, so prediction number 3, you think Marvel's Blade is going to be shown. Yeah. I mean, if it's going to come out 2026 and it doesn't show up at Gamescom, it's got to show up at the early beginning of the year at their kind of developer direct thing, or it's got to come out at the Game Awards, you know? And if it doesn't come out at either of those, like that's halfway through the year that you haven't heard anything about it until the next Summer Games Fest.
Jeez. Yeah, the only news story I see is like, what is it? 3 weeks ago, Games Radar had a Marvel's Blade, everything we know so far, which is just a recap, I think.
Yeah.
There was a 1 month ago, some sort of Marvel's most exciting game just got a disappointing update, and it's killing me. Let's see what it says here. It has only just started production, so maybe I am wrong, but who knows? I'm
When
gonna
did it
hold
say
strong.
it only has started production?
Let's see.
How is that game? Like, what have they been doing for 5 years? What do you
Yeah,
mean it only started production? That makes no
let's see.
sense. I know it was early in production when they showed it off, but
So it says Arcane Studios recently released its financial statements from 2024, discovered by Pappers International, in which it states production phase of a AAA game project was launched at the end of 2024. While it doesn't name the game specifically, it is extremely likely to be Marvel's Blade, as it
and
is
if
currently the only game the public is aware of. It is currently the only game the public is aware it is working on. It is
so
possible it could
what
refer to another Arcane Studios project, but chances are this means that Marvel's Blade began its full-scale production in late 2024.
if that game started production late 2024, that means it's not coming out to
Jeez.
2028, 2029. But I can't believe that. What were they doing 3 years after the release of Deathloop? You cannot tell me you've been in pre-production for 3 years.
Yeah, there's no. Maybe this is a case. Remember when we had our conversation a few days ago where Microsoft needs to be a little bit more micromanagey with their companies? This might be a situation where
3 years of pre-production, that's insane.
they need to actually get on the studio's BUTT and
Yeah, I don't know. I know we've talked about this enough, but like the studios that I worry next about is Arcane Leon and Ninja Theory, and a little bit to what's his name? Psychonauts 2. What's that team called? Double Fine? Yeah. Those 3 I'm worried about next, kind of on the chopping block, and even maybe the developer of State of Decay 4. Anyway, prediction number 3 from me. I don't think this is bold as well, but I think we're going to get some release dates for a select hand of kind of higher tier indie games. Hades 2 has been in early access. It's supposed to leave early access this year. We haven't seen anything yet. I mean, it's got to be now if it's going to come out this year. The Rogue Prince of Persia has also been in early access, and they said it was going to come out mid-August. It's mid-August. We don't have a release date for 1.0 for it. I think it's got to come out this year. I don't think we're going to get a No Rest for the Wicked or 33 Immortals, even though 33 Immortals is supposed to go 1.0 this year, or Windblown, but we're going to get Marvel Cosmic Invasion. That's the beat 'em up game from the TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Saloon, which is from the same publisher, which is from, I believe, the Streets of Rage team. That's supposed to come out this year. But yeah, and I played a demo on Steam as well for it, but nowhere to be seen yet. I think we're going to get a date for that. And the Mouse PI for Hire, which is that Cuphead looking art style that's black and white, where you're the, yeah. I don't think that's crazy, but those are some of the games I think we're going to get. And Mixtape as well, that game where you're like kind of a teen and you're skateboarding. I believe it's from Annapurna Interactive. Those are some of the higher profile, I think, indie games that we're going to get release dates for. Durwin, your prediction number 4.
This one's gonna be super bold because I don't think this has a chance of happening.
Well, you're making the prediction. You're saying I don't think it has a chance of happening, but you're predicting it nonetheless.
I'm gonna say what I really want is I want another Pokemon side story game.
Yeah,
not a mainline.
You're not getting
not a remake. Something akin to Pokemon Rangers or Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Like, please stop making a mobile game. I will cry.
If you were
this is insane.
If you're gonna get something, you were gonna get at that Pokemon Presents like 2 weeks ago. It's not happening, bud.
I know, but I really, really, really want.
Nintendo is showing up to this thing, but no, I don't think her.
Yeah, I don't think they'll show anything anyways. But I'm gonna cover my bases just in case this happens.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything else. I don't think that's happening. Not a chance in the world. My 4th prediction is I think we are going to get a release date, and it's going to be early 2026 for Stranger Than Heaven, the next game from the RGG Studios, the developers of the Yakuza franchise. This was the game that was originally supposed to take place in 1912, but is now was changed plot-wise to like 1945. The one where it's really, really bloody and gory, not similar to some other Yakuza games. Like they really kind of...
Yeah, this one's a more like darker almost, right?
It does give it, a little bit of a darker. Durwin, anything else to predict? I have 2 more here that I think are kind of safe, but
I don't know. I'd like to see. I think we will see more of 007 First Light. This is a.
I think that's a fair guess.
Yeah, it's not. This one's not a crazy one, but I think potentially we might see more of this. Like we haven't seen anything else other than like small teasers, right? So
which was from earlier this year. And isn't it supposed to come out next year? So if it's supposed to come out next year, seems like not a bad time to.
Yeah. It's supposed to be out for Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series in 2026. So, yeah.
My only reservation sometimes is because we know the Game Awards is coming in December, so they might just wait till then to start showing off their game.
Start showing more stuff.
That's my reservation for like a 2026 game. I am predicting that we're going to see 2 of the woo-woo Souls-likes.
That's one of my predictions too, that we were going to see more of these woo-woes that you like to call them.
Okay, maybe your prediction sounds like it's slightly different than mine, but mine is we are going to get release dates for some of them.
Okay, I was thinking new ones.
Okay.
Because there's always room for more.
There's more. What do you think is going to be the new ones, the titles? We have Wukong, Wo Long, Wu Chang, and now we have Wu Chi or Wo Chi. So what's next?
I don't know. Wu Nam. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or it doesn't necessarily have to start with Wu, but it could be...
Or Wu Mong. Wu Mong might be another one. I don't know.
Wu Mong. Wu Mong, Sword in the Sky. Wu Mong, Way of the Water. Wu Wong, Journey of the Salamander.
I don't know.
I was thinking release dates for games that don't have Wu or Wo in front of them, but they are Wu-Wo games.
Oh, okay.
Where Winds Meet. They've been showing it a little bit more on the PlayStation YouTube page. We've been seeing more trailers of it, story trailers. It has been confirmed that it's a PS5 exclusive. It's not coming to Xbox. And it's slated for 2025. So I feel like now's the time to see when it comes out. The other one is, which I'm not as confident of, is Phantom Blade Zero. That one, I don't know. I'm thinking it's supposed to come out 2026. It does feel like a 2026 release early. So maybe not. And then the other one that's maybe not, and I lean towards the maybe not, except for the fact that Capcom keep shoving it in our face. It's Onimusha, the way of the sword, which I know is not a woo-wo long. It predates all of that stuff.
Yeah,
but it
it's like
predates
one of the OGs.
But it predates it in a different way. Like the way the game used to run was different. It used to be like a Resident Evil like almost, right? I feel like it's not exactly the same anymore. I have one more prediction. Do you have anything else, Durwin?
I think that's it for my predictions.
I am predicting that we will see both Invincible Versus and Marvel's Fighting Tokon, the fighting game that's coming from Sony and the fighting game that was shown at the Xbox showcase. We recently saw Marvel's Fighting Tokon at Evo. It was playable in some demo format at Evo. So I feel like this game is coming sooner than we think. Maybe a fall, but I'm not going to go on that far of out on a limb to that extent. That's Gamescom. Anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Are we still getting Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra?
Not this year. No, that was earlier this year. It was delayed to 2026.
Do you think we'll see anything for that?
No, I don't think that game is coming out to late 2026. I think it's a big delay. That's my gut feeling.
Okay. Yeah. Because it was the Black Panther game that got canceled, right?
The Black Panther game got scrapped, yep.
That
was being developed by the studio. Was it being developed at EA or was it being developed at... It wasn't being developed at Ubisoft. I think it was...
EA. It was EA.
Right? Yeah, that one is gone. But 1943 Rise of the Hydra, which honestly we haven't seen much of besides that one showcase that they had at whatever. Plus it's an Amy Hennig game, and you know, that hasn't been very good name to be associated with your game recently. Just means canceled game. You know, so I mean, Amy Hennig is a wonderful writer, so I really hope we get to see this, but you never know.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out this year, but it was delayed to 2026.
I'm going to say, sure, I'll add it as a prediction. Maybe we'll see something for this. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think this is a possibility.
I feel like we're just going to see stuff that we didn't even think exists. That's all the whole Gamescom opening night live.
You think so?
There's going to be a lot of stuff that we didn't realize existed.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because I feel like the fall is pretty full. Like, I don't know what else you're going to release. Like, usually Gamescom kind of fills up the fall release schedule. Like fills in the gaps for anything that you weren't certain of. I don't know, man. It's pretty stacked right now. Actually, listen, I'll take that back. August, September, October are stacked. Full. November is kind of empty. And December, which usually doesn't have a lot of releases anyway. There might be one or two high-profile releases in the first week of December, but that's about it. November never has as high-profile releases as October does, because a lot of the game developers are trying to ship their game in October so people could buy it and then they could sell as many copies before you hit that Black Friday season late November before the games go on discount. So October seems to be more preferable to publishers as a release date, but sometimes we see some pretty high profile November games. So October's full, September's pretty full, August is full. I don't know. I think November we could fill in some gaps in November, December, but that's about it. Okay, that is it for Gamescom predictions. We will. I don't know. I don't think we would watch in person. I'm gonna be a little bit too busy. I might be at the office that day, and it's in the middle of the day too.
Yeah, I think this might be we'll watch it and then we'll report back on it. Maybe like in the evening or something when we get a chance to take a look at everything. Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
We could record the next day or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So stay tuned for our reactions to that. But yes, you can watch opening night live at 11:30 Mountain Time. So that's 10:30 Pacific Time. I think IGN has a stream because they kind of host it. They have like a pre-show and an open panel first. So I think the pre-show starts at the 10:30 Pacific. And it'll probably run for about 2 hours. And then after that, that's not all, because every day following that, there are going to be events associated with Gamescom. There'll be live streams. It'll be more long-form stuff. It's not going to be like trailers and release dates and shows like Summer Games Fest. It'll be more like panel discussions, hands-on interviews, open mic on the floor, stuff like that. Deep dives. It'll be like that. It'll be curated deep dives into specific games that we are seeing. Some, demo gameplay of certain stuff. They'll be live streaming that. Obviously, it's taking place in Germany, so all the live streams will be happening earlier in the day, in the morning. They'll probably be done around noon, but you could catch that all on YouTube after. I usually actually kind of fast forward through that stuff at the end of the day and see kind of anything that I'm really interested in and want to hear about. Yeah. So we talked a lot about some of the news. A lot of the news this week was associated with Gamescom and predictions and leaks leading up to Gamescom. But we have a few more news stories that I kind of want to wrap up um, here. So let's start with a interview that former PlayStation boss. We're gonna get his name. What's his name? Jeez, sorry. One sec. I cannot remember this guy's name. Sean Layden, right? I think Sean Layden, Sean Layden. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Yeah, Sean Layden. He was the chairman of the company's Worldwide Studios Group when he left Sony in 2019. He had an interview with GamesIndustry.biz where he shared some thoughts on game pricing as well as some other stuff. He believes that game prices should have increased with every new generation incrementally rather than these like big increases that we've been seeing the last few years. He thinks over the past 20 years, the cost of premium games has gone up. Before, you didn't need as big of a development studio. You can make a pretty solid game with less money and less time and still make crazy amount of money. You know, the whole dev studio of 20 people will be driving, you know, sports cars after they release a game that cost them, you know, 10 million to make, and they sold, you know, 10 million copies up for $60. But since then, because the price of the games has not gone up to match inflation and has not gone up to match the increased cost of development, he thinks that that's not good for the industry and it should have been going up incrementally. He says, quote, there were more sports cars in the parking lot in the PS1 era than there were in the PS4 era. Because if you're selling 20 million units at $60 for something that only costs you $10 million to make, that's different than selling 20 million units at $60 for something that costs you $160 million to make. He explained. Went on to say the cost of construction is just way too high. If you're going to spend over 200 million to build a game, our margins are super tight unless you can expect to sell 25 million units. Unless you're Rockstar, you should not expect to sell 25 million units. I cannot agree, or I cannot agree enough, because 25 million units, if you look at the best-selling video games of all time, I mean, the best-selling video games of all time, I think there's only, I don't know, a handful. Like, I'm trying to see here on the Wikipedia, it's less than 100. It's less than 100 games that have ever sold 100, more than 25 million. I mean, Monster Hunter World is Capcom's best-selling game ever. It's 28 million. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, 27 million. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon Sword and Shield is 26, 27 million. Mario Odyssey is 29 million. Elden Ring is about 30 million mark. It's tough to sell more than 25 million. Basically, he's saying like you cannot make that kind of profit that they were making in the PS1 era now unless you sell that much. Yeah. He said if we maintain the price and he also noted that there's already been kind of moving the median price point up anyway because of the in-game content. He said if we maintain the price, then we nickel and dime you with DLC, microtransactions, battle pass, season pass, whatever you want to call it. We could try to make up the excess there. Yeah. Interesting stuff for sure from like a guy who really knew all the business deets when he was working in it back then. Yeah, he was commenting on Nintendo raising the prices. He was saying, I think it's because everyone's afraid. No one wants to be the first to raise the price, but you're afraid to lose traffic. So what do? Just end up eating into your operating income, your profit margin. Yeah, and we saw examples of that when Xbox kind of dialed back the $80 games that they wanted to sell. Yeah, I thought that was super interesting. He commented about several other things as well. He said he doesn't know if video games are recession proof. That's always been kind of like a myth where it's like, when it comes to video games, gamers will, cut back on other expenses and costs just to keep playing. He doesn't know if that's the case anymore because we have, live service games. So maybe we'll switch to live service games. It's not 2008 anymore when we had the economic crash. Yeah, lots of stuff there, Durwin. He also talked about Game Pass. He says Game Pass makes developers wage slaves. So he thinks it's not healthy for the developer to be tied to Game Pass like that because you just kind of you make a certain amount of profit, and because you put your game on Game Pass, there's no room to make more money by selling copies.
Yeah,
and you're kind of just stuck.
Unless you go multi-platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I
we
mean,
saw
Clear
with
Obscure.
FBC Firebreak putting their game on Game Pass and PlayStation and not selling anything on Steam. Yeah. So I don't know. Any thoughts on that? I mean, this interview is really big. I would recommend you look it up. There, he talks about a lot of other stuff in here. I don't need to get into all of them. This is on gamesindustry.biz. The article is by Luis Packwood from August 13. It's titled The Big Picture Part 1. I don't know if games are recession proof. Former Sony Worldwide Studios head Sean Layden and analyst Matt Piscatella and Piers Harding Rolls discuss the current issues facing the games industry. Really interesting stuff if you're into the business side of video games.
Yeah, I think that's a fascinating read.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wrong about Game Pass making developers into wage slaves, though. Yes, it makes your game a lot safer to launch because you're probably guaranteed some sort of money from them. But yeah, it is really, really hard to sell copies if it's on Game Pass, right?
Yes, he was. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was also questioning, or it was Matt Piscatella during this interview was questioning the claim by Xbox that Game Pass does not cannibalize games. Which obviously, I think once you think about it, it's the biggest BS ever. Like they're basically saying Game Pass just brings in new players, and the old players still buy the games for $80.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I thought that was quite BS too.
Like I'm the person who buys games for $80. When a game is on Game Pass, I play it on Game Pass. I don't go and buy it for $80.
Yeah, honestly it's easier too. You just load the game on your Xbox, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's one
Like
game
it
that I
doesn't make
bought.
sense.
There's one game that I played on Game Pass and proceeded to buy a copy for it after I bought it on Game Pass. I'll be right back. Durwin, I realize that if the apocalypse ever happens, there's one thing I need to have, and I need to have a physical copy of.
Okay.
The
Yes.
GOAT. The GOAT. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. What a game. What a game this was this year, man. Holy smokes.
When did you pick that up?
It's been really hard to get physical copies of it, actually. It's just been on back order. Whenever a website drops them, there's only like 5 or 10 copies of them. So I picked one up and it said it would ship in August. So I just waited. I mean, I did play the game on Xbox. I was thinking about getting an Xbox copy because of that, but I just said
They don't
whatever.
exist.
Yeah,
Do
they
they
don't
exist?
exist. Well, they do, but the problem with Xbox is for how long will you be able to play your physical games on there? I mean, that's a
Yeah,
problem
that's
for
true.
PlayStation too, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Derwin, did you have any other thoughts on that one?
No, I think everybody should give it a read. Like
Yeah.
it seems very
It's
interesting
really
and
good. Yeah.
and what he thinks about the state of the game industry. I mean, I still believe there's certain people that will still pay $80 for a game even though we're in a recession, because some people just, especially if it's a game that they've been wanting for
How
a
many
very long time.
sales do you start losing when you start doing $80? It just seems like the industry is not going good because the cost keeps going up, right? And gamers still expect Horizon Forbidden West or Spider-Man 2 or God of War level looking games. They do not want anything less, right? They still want better graphics. They still want The Witcher 4 to look crazy, right? And
Yeah.
they don't want to pay any money for it. And the cost keeps going up. And if you make the game more expensive, less people are going to buy it. Like, it's just less people are going to buy it if you make it more expensive. And people are going to try buying it on sale. Like, at what point is the breaking point? Like, that's why I think the Outer Wilds, or sorry, I keep calling it
Outer Worlds.
The Outer Worlds 2, I think that's why they rolled back on that. I don't think they were getting any pre-orders for that game. Coming to Game Pass day one.
I agreed to that, but like that was also a weird game to try that with, right? They should have done it with a more.
They should have done it with COD.
Yeah, exactly, right?
COD should be the one to take that hit because that's the game that they're going to buy.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to buy it no matter what the price is, right? So again, that leads to like certain titles being able to price themselves that way, i.e., all of the Nintendo titles that are basically AAA, right?
Yeah, basically, Nintendo said, well, "I don't give a damn. Like I'm doing it. If you like it or not." Yeah. Did I just see a ghost?
No, that's Aisha. She just walked in and out of the room.
Holy smokes, man!
Your house is haunted.
I was like, "What?" Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Interesting stuff. I mean, we've been talking a lot about this recently, and it's been like the biggest talk in the video games kind of.
Mm-hmm. I think Game Pass is inevitable, though. I think
for how long, though, I don't know, man. It's not growing though. People aren't. There's no more subscribers. They've hit a limit.
You
It's
know,
not growing.
what happens next. We've seen it. Netflix does the exact same thing. They raise prices.
Yeah, but how
There's
are you
no,
going to raise?
there's
It's not like the service is growing. It's not like more people are signing up to Game Pass.
listen.
They need to put Game
Netflix-
Pass somewhere else. They need to put
Netflix isn't growing anymore than they're not making more shows with the money. They're still making the same amount of shows and they're charging you more money for it.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to start raising the price of Game Pass. We've already seen this before.
We've seen it in this console generation.
And it's still going to continue. Yeah, it's going to continue going up. Like they want to drive profit up. So no matter what, we're going to see more and more expensive games or expensive subscription services.
For sure. Yeah. I'll subscribe to Game Pass for $15 a month. Game Pass Ultimate when that came out at the start of this console generation. It is at 24 or 23 Canadian dollars now.
Holy.
In less than one console generation. It's insane.
Yeah. And I think it's still going to rise. They look at it and they go like, okay, well then we'll just stop selling games. The only way to get our games is through a subscription service. And then when they have you on a subscription service, then what are you going to do? Cancel and not play your games anymore? If that's the only way to play it?
I don't know. Time will tell. Durwin, the director of the scrapped Last of Us Online, says his new US-Japan studio is making a cinematic multiplayer title. He is trying to get back and start it all again. Vinit Argawalam, who was at Naughty Dog for about a decade and was the game director on what was known internally as The Last of Us Online. But after the project was scaled back in size, the developer eventually announced in December that it had been canceled. That was December 2024, I believe, or 23. I can't remember now. 24. Anyway, so yeah. He started a new studio, and that sounds like kind of what to be working on. What they're going to be working on. We don't know anything about this, right? He worked on the final boss in A Thief's End and the fight between two characters without spoilers in The Last of Us Part 2. And he's really wants to do this multiplayer thing.
Interesting. I think that'd be like the opposite of what I want to do after seeing all of Sony's mishaps.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the same kind of multiplayer game, but it's going to be a cinematic multiplayer game. It's not. It has nothing to do with Sony, by the way.
Yeah,
this is not. No, this is him, his own studio.
Yeah,
this is his own US Japan studio.
Yeah, exactly. I understand that, but it's just I don't know, like just a very interesting place to try and compete in.
True. I really wish that Last of Us game came out. I really wish I could have got a chance to play that, see what it was. Only for it to get freaking shut down by Bungie, who can't even put out Marathon properly. Sorry.
No, I mean that's true though.
Yeah, it is true. Like you guys couldn't put out Marathon properly, and you shut down this game. I want to play it, even if it was bad. I don't care. Erwin, did you hear about the controversy about Wu Chang Fallen Feathers?
Yeah, apparently they changed a bunch of the dialogue, and then also they changed the difficulty. So it's easier?
I think they changed some things that were that helped make the game easier, like the animation for the flasks, how long it takes to heal.
Oh God, yeah.
And some of the dodging animations. But the big controversy is they changed some plot points, and they changed basically the player's ability to kill some historic figures. So without spoilers, there are some figures in this game that are fantasized versions of historic characters from the Ming Dynasty, I believe.
Yeah, I think Zhao Yun was one of the generals, right? That you could apparently kill or something like that.
Yeah, so apparently there's some boss fights where you can kill. I think you're right. I think that's the general. Yeah, you could kill the boss after, but they scrapped that to basically because there seemed to be some type of backlash in China. They were not happy. I do not know why culturally this would be a big deal. Why the 16th century Ming Dynasty would be,
would be part of the CCP.
Yeah, like well, I don't know if it was CCP. I think it was the general public that was annoyed by this. They felt like that the characters from the Ming Dynasty. The game itself is supposed to show like the end of the Ming Dynasty as the Qing, I believe that's how that's pronounced. Qing, Qing Dynasty. Yeah. So that's how it's supposed to show how that ended up taking over. And so a lot of these characters were supposed to kind of fade away. Some people didn't like the way their fates kind of ended. So they changed some boss fights. Like you would win a boss fight but there'd be like some weird like thing where the boss's companion would say, "Oh, he's just sleeping right now," or the boss would be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get in your way anymore," or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, or like I heard also that they would be like, "Oh, like you've completed my challenge." Like it made it seem like they were like just
Testing you.
yeah, testing them,
Yes,
right? Or
correct.
like basically like they were tired and like that's why they could have beat you if they were at full power or whatever.
Or they were like warming up. They just wanted to see if you were good enough for them or some
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Uh, so
Which I mean is weird because I mean if a big titty
chick just
Asian woman wanted to maybe beat me down, I'd be down for it.
so well. Good news for you because actually I'm reading here from Eurogamer posted today. They rolled back the patch, the 1.5 controversial changes regarding to the story.
Maybe I'll have to just hop back on. I've actually have not played any more for any further in Wu Chang Fallen Feathers.
Yeah, it seems like it's been rolled back. So we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, this article is sacrificed the original game's vision to appeal to a loud nationalist minority. So maybe there's some type of nationalism associated with the Ming Dynasty. Yeah, Wu Chang, man. I want to get back into that. I did have fun when I played it. It's just the release schedule, man.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how well it plays on the ROG Ally.
Give it a try. Speaking of things we have been playing, I am back into the Battlefield 6 beta this weekend, Durwin.
Damn. Did you like my thumbnail for the last video?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't exactly understand it. Maybe am I missing the reference? I felt like I was missing the reference. Or is there like more to it than there is?
No, I just thought it would be kind of cool. So I think that picture is like of the tank, one of the tank classes or something.
It's a tank firing, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's cool. It's a good picture, but I thought I stared at it. I'm like, is there like more to this? No, it's a great picture. I
just was trying to drop you into like the whole battlefield.
No, you dropped me in, but I'm like, is there like more to this? Is there like some deep message behind this that Durwin was trying to say? I'm like, no, but it was great. I loved it. I did love the thumbnail from last episode. Yeah. So apparently, to all the Battlefield fans that said we will not pre-order again. You guys are a bunch of liars. 600K Steam sales, 2.7 million wish lists.
That's crazy.
Which I don't know. I do not understand why people pre-order a game before the reviews come out digitally.
But they've played it. They've played it though.
But it's a digital pre-order. Who cares? You're not like when you pre-order to get something physically. That makes perfect sense to me. You want to lock that in. The digital copies aren't going to run out. You can pre-order the game 4 hours before it comes out if you want to make sure it's downloaded on your system before it comes out, right? I don't understand this need to pre-order some digital game before it's out. It's just weird. It's absurd to me. I don't know. Am I alone in this one? I'm not sure.
I mean, okay, I feel like because the beta, like people are just excited about the beta. If they liked what they saw, I mean, go for it. Like you technically did play a part of the game. And if that sold you, I feel like that's more than enough justification to pre-order it. It is different if you've never played the game, you watch the trailer, and then you decide to pre-order it. That's a level of like I cannot comprehend that.
Like just wait. Like if you're gonna buy the game digitally, if you're afraid you're gonna run out of copies, I get it. Like back in the day, you pre-ordered because you were gonna run out of copies, right? It's just digital. Just freaking wait. Wait like the day before. Pre-order it the day before if the reviews look good or if you're really determined to, and then just download it then. The 4 hours. Maybe there's like an early access period or whatever. I don't know. Really interesting. I mean, I have played Battlefield 6 beta. I have had a lot of fun. Whatever was in the beta alone is not enough for me to pre-order. I got to see the full package. I want to see the full package with all the content, with all the maps. No, like I'm serious. The 4 maps by themselves with the few weapons that they gave us, that's not enough for me to pre-order that.
Man, you would never be sold on Japanese porn.
Why? Explain that to me. I don't understand. They sell you like a package where it's just
like, no, because so in like Japanese porn, it's always censored. Yeah, like it's always pixelated, whatever. Yeah, so like if you want to, if you're saying that you want to see the full package,
yeah, you don't get to see the full package.
Yeah, you'll never see the full package with Japanese porn.
Well, I want to see the full
package. Never be sold
on Battlefield 6. Yeah. Speaking of Japanese porn, To Catch a Predator's Chris Hansen is planning a Roblox documentary. It has been claimed. Chris Hansen has reached out to Real Shelp Planning, an upcoming documentary investigating Roblox's handling of child safety issues. This is wild, bro.
Wait. We didn't talk about it in the story in our show last week, but
No, we did not. Yeah, but there was a vigilante who had been removed from the Roblox platform by the Roblox people. Like, they were people who were trying to hunt down predators. And Roblox's chief safety officer commented about these vigilantes, saying, "We've been monitoring vigilante activity on Roblox for some time. These groups began by reporting safety concerns, commenting on news about Roblox, and challenging us to do better. We appreciated this feedback and use these reports to improve safety systems." But then he continues, "These were not one-off situations, and we saw the behavior accelerating across many accounts. The activity created an unsafe environment and normalized behavior that is both unacceptable and Roblox is against on Roblox and is against our terms of services. Our policies prohibit directing other users off Roblox to another platform through chat and having simulating sexually explicit conversations. These are serious policy violations, blah, 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 blah." So I still don't understand from this statement. I just read the statement and I don't understand how that is commenting on the vigilantes. Like, he's basically, sounds like he's patting them on the shoulder, but he's the one who removed them.
so basically, I think Roblox has been doing like a terrible job. It seems like they didn't care. So
Yeah.
this vigilante Schlepp, I think, or whatever his name is, alleges that basically Roblox was doing nothing. Like, they would report them, nothing would happen. So he basically took matters into his own hands and Chris Hansen them, right?
Yeah.
So he would lead these people, be like, "Hey, let's chat on Discord," or like, Discord being the most popular like gaming chat thing, and he would just basically play dumb, and these people would be pedophiles,
Yeah.
right?
So he was Chris Hansening them, and why is Roblox pissed off about that? They're pissed off because he's
I
taking them
think
off the other platforms.
I think it's creating like bad press for them,
Hmm.
right? That they're not able to control their like issues in the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we've said this before in the chat. Don't freaking, if you have kids, don't put them on that thing.
Yeah.
It's
They've
horrendous.
caught so many people. It's crazy. Like, and obviously they're not entrapping them, because entrapping them involves like them bringing up the sexual conversation.
Yeah.
No, they just play like it's what they normally do. They just like, "Oh, like, yeah, like, let's hang out or whatever," and then they just kind of see what these people lead them in terms of into a conversation. And then
Yeah.
from there, they gather that evidence and they bring it forward to the FBI or the police or whatever, and then that's how these people get caught.
Yeah. It's a weird world, man.
It's weird.
Yeah, we can move along and continuing to speak on the topic of Japanese porn. NSFW Content Row continues as Valve confirms PayPal no longer supports Steam purchases in some regions. This is coming from gamesindustry.biz again. So yeah, this little debacle continues. It seems like PayPal is not working. Right now, the affected currencies appear to be anything other than the euro, British pound, the Japanese yen, Australian, Canadian, US dollars. So literally, anything aside from those core currencies, they're not taking any more money for anything else. So I know it's tough for you, Durwin, but I think we'll get through this, brother. It's okay. You'll be able to play Stellar Blade on PC one day. I did see something.
I'm gonna make sure if I ever play Stellar Blade on PC to censor it, just add the mosaic.
Well,
to all the lady.
Well, there was questions about how in some regions this could put games like Stellar Blade or like Grand Theft Auto at risk of being censored as well.
Yeah.
So it is a big deal. These aren't just some niche, pornographic games or whatever that could potentially get taken off these platforms or not be sold. Something that's being taken off is PUBG as it ends its support for last gen consoles in November. We had a similar story.
That was Genshin Impact.
That was Genshin
last
Impact,
week, right? Or
correct.
A few days ago.
Yep. And this is coming off PS4 and Xbox One. You won't be able to play it anymore there. Interesting, but you could play it on a phone. I don't know why that would be the case.
There must be software limitations too.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like what version of Android they're using or whatever, right? Or which version of iOS.
Correct, yeah. Durwin, speaking of two guys that like suing each other. Well, we actually weren't speaking about that, so I don't know why I said that. But I'm going to say that again. Nintendo and PETA, I think, are going to get lock heads head to head.
PETA.
Yeah.
Is it
PETA?
because Pokemon are real and
No,
they don't?
it is because the nose ring on the cow in Mario Kart World. Yeah, PETA put
Is
out a
it too
poster.
sexual?
No. PETA put out a poster saying, "Hey Nintendo, let cow race free. Remove her nose ring. It's not a style choice. It's a cruel tool used for control and hurts cows in the meat and dairy industries, which causes lasting pain and discomfort." So yeah, we'll see. PETA
Okay.
doesn't realize that Nintendo likes causing pain and discomfort.
Hey, maybe the cow likes discomfort and pain.
I don't think that's true. I think only human beings like discomfort and pain, or some human beings. I don't think animals do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. We're the only animals that decide to get into a little small metal tube that flies through the air for 12 plus hours.
Yeah, that's true. The other ones just know how to fly.
That's true.
Durwin, I kind of screwed up the show notes a little bit. There was one more thing. We have to circle back to Roblox. There was one more thing that I forgot to mention in this whole Roblox kerfuffle,
Okay.
but it just came out today. That's why I didn't, or yesterday. That's why I didn't have it in the show notes originally. But the U.S. state of Louisiana is actually suing Roblox, alleging it facilitates the sexual exploitation of Louisiana's children, and it's choosing profits over child safety, and it's basically open season for sex predators on this app. So
Wait, did we
hearkening
even
back.
finish the story with Chris Hansen, or did I just?
Well, that was it. It was a rumor. It wasn't really confirmed or anything.
I thought it was confirmed that they're having a show together now.
No. There's rumors that he's in works for a documentary.
Oh,
Yeah. So Attorney General Liz Muriel said Roblox is violating Louisiana law, choosing profits over child safety, et cetera, et cetera. Crazy, man. Where is Roblox based out of the company?
No, I think it is confirmed that they are actually having like a expose about Roblox.
Maybe when I read that article, it was only a rumor at that point, and there was no confirmation.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago. So yeah, it's true. We are all over the Roblox story.
Yeah, it's an American company. I just realized. Why did I think this was I guess it's owned by Tencent. Or partnered. Anyway, it's probably a garbage game anyway, too.
Roblox?
Yeah.
I think it's not so much a game, it's like the ability to create more games from this game.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the people who create the games don't really get to profit off of them. Only this Roblox company does.
Yeah. So it's kind of like child slave labor.
It is.
Or is it labor of love? I'm going to say it's labor of love.
Oh, sure.
They yearn for the mines. It's like Minecraft.
Durwin, I have two more news stories here. One of them is there is an Asus teaser trailer for the extraordinary Xbox controller reveal that's coming to Gamescom. So,
sorry, what? Is there supposed to be a new Xbox controller?
Yeah, but I think it's been teased by Asus, so I don't know. It looks like there's going to be tied to... It's going to be some special controller. It's not just going to be a skin. It's going to be tied to the Rogue Ally X somehow.
Oh, interesting.
Last little story is, again, coming from gamesindustry.biz, from the annual video game marketing survey of 2025, 31% of survey respondents expect that marketing is going, or discoverability in the industries is going to be the industry's Achilles heel, and is going to be the biggest challenge in 2025.
Discovery?
Yes. So that's the ability for your game to be like, for players to know about your game.
So
right?
So they're saying that oversaturation is
oversaturation,
an issue now?
Yes. Market saturation, layoffs, competition. Yeah, so they think that the fact that, like, who's gonna know about our game, right? You need someone to know about your game in order to sell it. How are you going to get people to know about your game? They think that is the hardest challenge. That's 31%. Some of the other challenges, include market saturation. I guess, market saturation and discoverability are two different things. I could see how there's an overlap, but market saturation is like, for example, someone like me who knows about your game, but also knows about all the other games and looks at the release calendar and is like, oh, there's way too many. I can't play all of this. I have to play this or this. So I do believe that is a problem. Discoverability is obviously not a problem for I think me and you, but for a lot of players. Like there's a lot of times I tell people, "Hey, have you checked out this game?" And we're talking like core video gamers, maybe not like as deep into watching every showcase and reading all the news as me as and you, but
Yeah,
they know kind of
just the
what's going
ones that
on.
are like big like waves, right?
Yeah, but they don't really know what's going on and they don't know about games coming out. So release schedule changing, that's a possible, that's a 6.2%. Remote working, crunch time culture, competition 11%, and 2.7% other, or lack of resources due to layoffs 16%. Yeah, interesting stuff. Durwin, we are done the news for this week. Again, we have Gamescom coming up in 2 days. We'll watch the opening night live and react to it maybe sometime this week, later this week, or we could leave it for the end of the week and react to it along with everything else that we see at Gamescom. I'll kind of, let's just wait and see. If it's a crazy show, maybe we'll get online that same day.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair.
do you want to talk about the games you've been playing? I only
Sure.
have one thing, and I already talked about it last week. So
Okay, I will just briefly summarize what I've done in the last few days. I'm actually doing it as we speak. This is technically my second hard drive because my first one is too small. So this is a 1 terabyte drive that I just installed in here, and I am removing Steam
SteamOS,
OS. I'm going back to Windows.
really,
Yeah. So
and elaborate why.
so I've had a few days of playing on SteamOS, and I just find that compatibility is just not there for certain games, like especially older games. It seems like, or the ones that aren't like officially
Steam
approved.
compatible?
Yeah, like approved by Steam. So I loaded up. So let's go backtrack to Disney Illusion Island. I was having issues with cutscenes so bad.
Really?
It's the gameplay is flawless. Like gameplay is completely flawless. Cutscenes though, it lags like crazy. Like the sound
Okay.
will be perfectly fine, but the image starts like just getting lagged hard. Like I'll be basically looking like it's like a comic because like the pictures will move that slow. So that happened on Disney Illusion Island. Happened on Arkham Origins because it decided to finally go back and play and finish that. Even though on Proton DB it's rated as platinum,
Huh.
which is like supposed to be like one of the higher tiers
Compatible.
of
Yeah, compatibility.
compatibility, right?
But sometimes that compatibility is kind of weird. There's some
Yeah,
games that it says it's Steam Deck compatible and they don't run great on the Steam Deck.
yeah. And then also on top of that is just so when switching to desktop mode, that was really frustrating because I find that the on-screen keyboard is very kind of like loosey goosey in terms of like when it decides to work, when it decides not to. Like you'll be typing on the browser and then suddenly you're no longer typing. It just you press buttons and it, even though your cursor is on the address bar or in that box, it doesn't type anything. It
Mm.
feels like it was meant to be really plugged in with a like mouse and keyboard in order for it to work properly, which is annoying because this is supposed to be a portable device, right?
That's really weird. I wonder if there is some kind of limitation with that Asus that you have. And I wonder, because the thing that started this conversation is when Steam OS went onto other handhelds besides the Steam Deck, starting with the Lenovo Legion Go S, and they had the Steam OS version of it
Mm-hmm.
and the Windows version of it that were completely, equal technologically, but just had a different operating system. And the Steam OS one was running better than the Windows one. So
Yeah, I mean,
really,
I probably agree that the games probably might run a little bit better. I mean, I'm gonna put an FPS limit on my device anyways, right? So I don't care if it runs like honestly on a handheld like this. I really only want to target 60 FPS.
yeah, that's
Like I'm
true.
not going to be playing like a competitive game, so I'm going to lock it at 60. So like if it gives me like 80, I'm still going to lock it at 60, right? I do agree that the battery life on Steam OS probably is a little bit better
That's
versus the
interesting.
Windows, but all in all, I don't think I could sacrifice the smoothness of the full desktop mode with Windows. And then also the ability to like launch other games from other like game stores. Like with the other game stores, you have to like kind of a side load almost.
Epic Game Store and
Yeah,
GOG and all
yeah,
that
you
kind
have
of
to
stuff.
use
It's
like
easier. And
heroic
Game Pass,
launcher or whatever, right?
Game
Game
Pass as
Pass doesn't
well
work. Yeah, Game Pass just straight up doesn't work
on SteamOS. Yeah.
on SteamOS, but like Epic Launcher and GOG games, you have to kind of like almost hack it into the Steam Deck, which I guess isn't too bad, but all in all, it just was a little bit too much work when I could just have it on Windows.
And then on Windows, you could have everything. You could have the Epic Game Store. You could have
Yeah.
You could have
And
the
I think just
Steam.
familiarity. I've always grown up using Windows, so it just works, right?
I'm curious to see next week when you report back after a week with Windows. See how you feel.
I've already been using it for the last few days.
And
I on my smaller SSD.
and you
So
think
I'm just this 1 terabyte used to have Steam OS, and I am like nuking it and getting rid of it completely.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried with the Windows, but I love my Steam Deck.
I would be interested to see if the Steam Deck is any different, because I know that there are some things that I had to put in separately in order to like control how much power it's drawing and like the RGB sticks in order to get it to work and stuff like that. Like again, like it just works because it's on Windows.
It's on Windows. No.
Yeah, it was what it was shipped with, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see where this handheld conversation goes, especially with this Xbox ROG Ally X coming out soon.
Yeah, and the new OS that's supposed to ship with it, right?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the price point is and how well it runs.
Mm-hmm. And then that leads me to what I'm playing. I am back on Arkham Origins.
Nice.
Man, I love the Batman games. Have you? You've never played any of them?
I have never played any of those Batman games from the early 2010s. Any of those like Arkham games?
You need
Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins
to play them. I
hear they
Arkham Knight is like one of my top games from the PS4 platform. I don't talk about it much because there's no new ones that came out, minus Gotham Knights. Let's not talk about Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
But dude, the original ones, like bring you back to like Batman being a detective, to smashing through these people.
So what are the games? They're Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins.
From Rocksteady, officially it is Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. And the Arkham Origins is actually developed by WB Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah, Rocksteady had nothing to do with those games, so that's why the Return to Arkham series does not include Origins. Yeah, but my favorite one out of them all is Arkham Knight. Like I played that game like
the third one. Yeah.
I have the platinum on that game, and I've beaten that game like at least 3 times.
Yeah, they came out at a time when I kind of actually was playing less video games. That was like when I was just starting university and I didn't really have enough time, and the PS4 had just come out, I think, and I didn't pick up the PS4 at launch because I couldn't afford it. Yeah, so and the games I was playing, I was mostly playing competitive stuff. I really wasn't playing any single player story stuff anymore until I kind of got back into it later.
Yeah, please do yourself a favor.
They're not very long games either.
Arkham Knight is Steam Deck OS compatible.
Yeah, I mean, I probably own a copy on PlayStation, let's be honest. Like, I probably picked up something from PS Plus or bought it for $5 somewhere here or there.
Yeah, I think it came with... Did it come with PS Plus? I think
it came... Remember when the PS5 first came out and they gave you like 15 free games or something?
Yep, I think it was included in that.
Yeah.
And dude, man. Okay. All the other games, like the combat's great, but like driving the Batmobile, so fun.
Yeah.
In Arkham Knight, that you just smash everything with it.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a gap in my gaming knowledge for sure.
You need to go back.
I need to
please try it.
I need to play those. There's a few series from like the PS3 and early PS4 time that I did not play that I need to play, like BioShock being the other one. And Mass Effect being the other one off the top of my head.
Mass Effect I've never gotten into.
Wolfenstein as well. I never tinkered with those as well.
Same with me. I don't think I've ever touched Wolfenstein.
Yeah, but those are like Mass Effect. I think Mass Effect, BioShock, and Arkham are the ones that are...
Was Wolfenstein a Telltale Games?
No, Wolfenstein was from the developer of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wolfenstein 1, 2, and then I think there's another one or something. Yeah, I don't know, man. Big backlog.
Yeah. Oh, just honestly, if you're not playing anything with your deck, please.
I am playing something with my deck actually right now. I am
Okay.
playing an indie game. Do you have anything else, I guess, first that you
No,
wanted to
no.
talk about?
I just wanted to give an update on my situation with the handheld itself. I think honestly, I pray that the ROG Ally or Xbox ROG Ally is fixes all of our issues with Windows in terms of like
I'm
improved
curious.
performance and stuff like that. I'm
I'm
like
curious.
Windows is for me in
I
terms
mean,
of over
the
Steam Deck
reason why I held
OS.
out on buying a handheld for so long was because the Windows one were all super expensive. The Steam Deck was the only affordable one, in my opinion. And the Steam Deck only had Steam OS, and I couldn't play Game Pass, and I really wanted to play Game Pass. But eventually, after holding out for long enough, I just said, whatever, I'll buy a Steam Deck. But this, I'm curious to see what the price point comes out, because if the price point comes out good and it fixes all the problems, hey man, I might pick it up, right?
Yeah. And you missed out on that one sale I sent you. I should have bought one as well.
The
The MSI Claw, I think at Costco.
Yeah,
Yeah, I sent that to you. It was like $300. That was such a steal,
I think
and it sold out.
the only thing that I'm really interested in now is like I'm kind of past the Lenovo Legion Go. I'm past the regular Asus ROG Ally. I really want to see what the Xbox One is going to bring to the table. You know, um, yeah, I won't get into it. I've been playing a game on the Steam Deck. Maybe I'll leave it till I'm done to actually review it. I'm getting really close. It's called Viewfinder. It's like a indie puzzle game that's based on like taking pictures and changing scenery based on the picture you take. Uh, but yeah, I won't get into it. I'll talk about it after I actually finish it. And I've been playing more, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound here and there. Every now I do a level. I think I already talked enough about like how the levels are getting hard. That's why it's taking me longer to do. But I won't get into that until I'm kind of finally done, and I'll give you my final review. I have been playing more Battlefield 6 open beta. I guess because this is the second weekend. It's fun. I'm excited for this game again. I already talked about this. It's going to come out October 10th. I'm probably going to buy it. They added in this beta another map, which is the Brooklyn map, which I'm kind of disappointed about because it doesn't really have any vehicles. It's more of a close quarter version of the map, which there was some controversy about it because people were like, why is there no giant Battlefield maps? And then the developer said, don't worry, we're going to have some big maps. And they added like a rush game mode, which is similar to the breakthrough game mode. Yeah, I'm level 20. I like probably like mastered all the guns that were available in this beta. There's one, I did all the challenges except for one, which is win objectives in breakthrough and rush. I have one complaint. For some reason the matchmaking is leaning heavy towards a couple of maps. I feel like I'm only getting the Cairo map and I'm only getting the Brooklyn map, not getting the Tajikistan map, not getting the Gibraltar map, not getting any game mode besides Conquest. It's really frustrating. I don't know what's going on. I hope they fix it when the game comes out. But that's all I have to say about it. Like I already talked about it a lot last week.
Can I add one more prediction?
Sure. Okay. This is a PS. PS, one more prediction for Gamescom. Go ahead.
I think we are going to get a brand new game mode for Black Ops 7.
Like something that's not zombies,
Some
that's not
Yeah, just something
not
that's not
battle royale.
known for COD because I don't know what it is. I literally like
No
you
idea.
got me on that. I do not know what it is, but I think because Battlefield is so good this year, they're going to have to think of something creative for Black Ops
Yeah.
7. It cannot be Black Ops 6 but with new guns or whatever. I think they'll need a new game mode.
We will see, Durwin. We will see.
It's a hard ask for sure, but
I think so. I think this late in the game, yeah.
but
That's
I
it.
think yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. It is a hard ask. You're right. It's really late in the game. But yeah. That's it for this week, folks. Remember to follow us on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. Any kind of interaction helps. That's at the Slow Run Cast everywhere. And stay tuned for our next episode. We're going to decide. We're going to see how Gamescom is. If we're really in a rush to get back and talk, we'll record an episode here in a few days. If not, we'll just stick to our regular schedule and record on the weekend. So thanks for joining us, and we are out.